What's up, guys? Here we are again, Car Talk. Today I wanted to talk about target heart rate. I was tagged in this conversation on Twitter, a bunch of people that were having conversations about the optimal heart rate in which to train for optimal fat loss. And these conversations, they're usually had by people who aren't in great shape. And I don't say that to be disrespectful. I show that to show you, or I say that to show you the mass confusion out there is impeding your progress. So let me take a few minutes here and clear it up for you. What is the target heart rate? And most of you will default and say 130 beats per minute. Why do you say that? You say that because nearly every treadmill or elliptical or cardiovascular machine you've ever been on has the little chart of your target heart rate fat burning zone highlighted at 130 beats per minute. So you think, hey, if I'm at 130 beats per minute, I'm burning fat. Well, that's true to a point, but that's not optimal all the time. What do I mean? Well, picture this. Picture you eat clean, you get great sleep, you have low relative stress in your life, you're healthy, and you go for nice long walks every day. Let's say you wake up every morning, you drink 32 ounces of room temperature water, you have a little sip of black coffee, and you go for a walk. A 30-minute, 60-minute, 120-minute walk. That's 2 hours for those of you who don't make the calculation. Then you come home, you eat a nice proper size bowl, some oats, some fruit, some nuts, some seeds. A few hours later, you have a nice salad with a little piece of fish. A few hours later you have maybe an apple and some cashews, or a little green smoothie. Maybe a little, salmon sushi roll or something. A few hours later, you have a good old, maybe you do like baked veggies or a chicken stir fry, and you go to bed. Well, that's not a bad day. That's a pretty good day, right? You didn't get your heart rate up to 130 at all. Do you think that person's going to be pretty dang lean? Yeah, they're going to be pretty dang lean. Now, what about the person that eats nearly identical, but they don't wake up and do the morning cardio? They wake up and they just have the breakfast, the oats and the berries and the whatnot, and then they have their lunch, the salad and the fish, then they have their apple and their almond butter, and then they go slam a high intensity metabolic workout. They do the battle ropes, they do chin-ups, they do plyo jumps, they do, clean and presses for like 45 minutes, rotating exercises. Ding, 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 ding. Well, shoot, they probably got their heart rate up to like 160, and then back down to like 120, then up to 160, then back down to 120. Well, they're going to be pretty lean too, right? So what's the optimal heart rate? The optimal heart rate is a variable heart rate. What does that mean? That means the body performs exceptionally well in a multitude of metabolic environments. The human body was designed to perform optimally at multiple heart rate conditions. Walking at low intensity at moderate to far distances is amazing for fat loss. Training at high intensity for short intervals is amazing for fat loss. Maybe you're just getting on the pre-core and you're doing your 45 minutes and you're getting your heart rate up to like 145 because you're huffing and you're pushing. That's amazing for fat loss. What the point of this video is to teach you there is not an optimal target heart rate zone for fat loss. The optimal heart rate zone for fat loss is not governed by an individual workout, but governed by the totality of workouts you perform with a given period of time, let's say over the course of a week. If you are training in all of these zones every day, you're going to be in great shape. Now, what do we suggest? I suggest you perform that fasted, low-intensity, steady-state cardiovascular activity 3 to 5 days per week. I suggest you perform the high-intensity interval training 1 to 3 days per week. I suggest you perform the higher medium-intensity, steady-state cardiovascular activity 2 to 4 days per week, all depending upon your opportunity, your individual goals, outcomes, your training history. If you're new to training, just go for a walk. You go for a walk, you can pretty much just stop there, hitting your 5 to even 7 days of low intensity steady state cardiovascular activity per week, getting you to the point that maybe once or twice a week you start adding in some moderate intensity steady state cardiovascular activity, pushing a little higher, going a little farther, faster, and then getting yourself to the point that you're now crushing the high intensity interval style of training. That's ideal, guys and gals. So please understand that there is no best. There is no single best food for fat loss or muscle gain. There is no single best exercise for fat loss or muscle gain. There is no single best target heart rate zone for fat loss or muscle gain, but that's not really a part of the conversation. Does that make sense? Please leave some comments below. What I'm trying to do is clear up a lot of the miscommunication and the confusion out there for you, so you understand. The most important aspect of your fitness is consistency. It's consistency. It's consistency. Now, more important than exercise, and I'll wrap it up on this, vastly more important than exercise, especially when it comes to losing weight, is your diet. It's the nutrition. And most of you don't want to hear that. Have you heard the saying, you can't outrun a bad diet? Well, there's a reason for that. It's true. If you're eating the wrong calories, and or if you're eating too many calories, the best crafted training program on the planet will not get you in the shape that you want to be in. You will not get as lean. You will not build as much muscle. You will not be as strong. You won't perform as well. You won't live as long. Simply because your nutrition is out of whack. Nutrition is 90% of it. It's 90% of it. That's the fact. So before you worry about your target heart rate, you got to get your nutrition on track. Once your nutrition is on track, your body fat is going to fall off you. It's going to fall off you. I guarantee that. And then from there, you can start putting in and playing with your target heart rate zones. But they should be variable. Every day, you should be doing something to raise your heart rate above the baseline from general activities. Low intensity, steady state cardiovascular activity, you're probably going to get into the low 100s. I like to cap it right around 110 for the average healthy adult. For moderate intensity, steady state, I like that to be around, 120 and 140 or so. And then for the high intensity intervals, I like to get up between 145 and 165 with a full recovery period in between. Start to sprinkle those in. Sprinkle those in throughout your day. I'd say 1 to 2 high intensity, 2 to 4 medium intensity, and 3 to 5 low intensity. And boom, you're set. Subscribe to this channel, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment below, click on that notification button, and until next time, boom.